Hey y'all, good morning. How are y'all doing today? I hope y'all are doing amazing. Um, Today's Wednesday. It is an early day for me. Well, first of all, let me start over and say, if you're new here, my name is Nish. Welcome to my channel. I'm so glad you clicked on this video. It's been a minute, and I'm just talking like y'all already know what's going on. Well, when I don't know, I think I did address this. I was working another job. God blessed me with another job. And then things happened. I realized that, I really didn't want to work this particular job. I didn't like the way things, they had things set up. So I ended up coming back as a school bus driver. So I'm a school bus driver again. And it's not, a bad thing, Raya, press pause, baby, for a second. Press pause for mommy. So I love being a school bus driver. There were things that I didn't like and things that, I had, some issues with. But again, I'm so grateful that I'm able to be back here and that I have a job so I can provide and, help my husband out. So yeah, y'all, I am going to be going in late today. They have, what do they call it, Eric?
What?
When they call you? Inclement weather. So because it was supposed to be like, I guess, raining and been freezing rain, they're still watching like for ice or whatever. Right now, so far, they're saying that we have a 2-hour delay. Yesterday, they let the kids out early because it was supposed to be a bad storm or whatnot. And the lights did go off last night. Like, the lights went off. I was in the bathroom.
They did?
Used the bathroom, and all of a sudden it went boom. And I'm like, oh gosh. I got up and my daughter, thank goodness she was woke. She had her light on, and I'm just like, I can't see. Where's my phone? I'm trying to find the phone, y'all. It was a mess. But anyway, so that was that. The lights did come back on. It was very brief. I want to say they were out for every bit of 5 minutes. It wasn't long at all. So yeah, I'm up. I just got up. A lot of times, dishes, I be tired. I am not the best with doing dishes at night. I know that's a habit that I want to form and get into and get better at and have my dishes done. Sometimes I get into it and I go to bed, there's no dishes, I'm good. Some nights I'm just exhausted and I'm like, I'll do it in the morning. So I emptied out the sink. I just set all the dishes to the side. I got all the trash. I wiped the table down. I did little things that could be done. Now my living room, on the other hand, is a disaster. I feel like this whole house is a disaster. I am ready to move on from this house. I know there's a lot of people that feel like I do. I'm just not happy, here in this house, but I'm trying to make it the best. I'm trying to make the best out of it. And normally, like I have my decor up. I don't even have my decor up right now. I haven't even felt like decorating because I'm just like, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to pack and go. And I know it's coming, but God is like, this is where you have to be for right this second. Get things in order and then you can move on. So yeah, that is that. It's not a bad thing. I don't want y'all to feel like, oh my gosh, like, no. Like, I'm grateful to have a home. I'm grateful that we have somewhere to be. It's just, we all feel like that sometimes in our lives. Some people are happy, they're content with where they are, they could be there forever. For me, I'm just like, no, this isn't my house. I really can't decorate the way I want to, or not decorate, but the carpet, they patched the carpet. It was like I had a little issue with the carpet, so they patched it instead of replacing the whole thing. So now my carpet is like pulling away from the seam. I could show y'all later, but it's just certain things I'm like, no, that's not how I want to live, and I just don't. And I don't know, they may be willing to fix it. I have to talk to I left a message with my landlord, so I'm gonna be talking to her and just trying to figure out what can be done. But either way, we're moving, you know what I'm saying? So it's coming. But I'm going to get ready to go work out. Like I said, there's a 2-hour delay. If I didn't say it, I think I want to say I don't know if I said delay or just 2-hour delay. But anyway, it's a 2-hour delay. So where I would normally be leaving out around 6 something, I don't have to leave until 8 something. And right now, what time is it, Eric? You got the time?
6:04.
Yeah, so I'm gonna work out, do my hour workout, and then I'll get ready to go out the door. I do want to make breakfast as well. That's why I'm kind of up a little bit early. I've been up since 4. Like it's you know how it is, like when you're used to getting up at a certain time. Paddington, you okay, baby?
All dead.
You all right? I think he's constipated. He had, like, he's pooped, but it's like hard, like a brick. Pour it out, Eric, and give him some fresh, cold. So anyway, yeah, yo, I'm about to go down here and work out. I have missed y'all so much. It's so much I want to say. And I guess I'll finish this conversation when I get into the basement so I can at least get myself down here because I feel like I'm trying to procrastinate right now. So let me go down here and then we'll finish the conversation. So yeah, y'all, finishing this back down here in the basement. Where can I set y'all? I'll put y'all here. So yeah, I'm about to walk and I just want to say, y'all, let me just tell y'all, I don't know how to start this off. It's like, but I want to give somebody some encouragement because I feel like the devil has tried to battle me for a long time, and I was letting him get the best of me. And I don't like to, you know, give him a platform, but I will say that things that, how can I put this, y'all? Because I want to convey this in such a way where somebody can say, I've been there. I had like spiritual warfare going on, and it was different, you know, like this is a new level. This was definitely different, something different I've never ever been through. Things just kind of took me by surprise, I would say. And if I could relate it to something, I just was talking, you know, to God, and I was just like, it kind of reminded me of, like, you know, them snakes, and they kind of like are supposed to put you in a trance, like that, like when they kind of get you and your eyes lock in and they, you know, cartoonish where the circles and stuff. I felt like that's exactly what was happening to me, and my spirit was like snap out of it, but I was still sitting in this trance and not using my voice, not using anything, just literally letting this thing beat me up and just constantly letting it keep me in a state of worry and fear, you know. And I prayed, like the other day, I was like, my husband normally takes me to work, y'all. He was like, if you want me to take you, I could take you. And I was like, no, I'm gonna take myself, because I already knew. I was like, I need to go by myself. When I say I cried out, I cried out. And when I say I commanded that thing to loose off of me and to leave me alone, I was like, I'm done. I am done with you. Like, I have sat here, I have let you constantly bother me and, you know, just torment me, you know. And I was like, I'm done with this. And I began to see things that were worrying me lift, you know, different things that, you know, was creating fear were leaving, you know. So I'm just saying that to say prayer works. And even though you may feel like in a moment you still feel like you're in a situation and nothing changed, let me tell you something. When you believe and you have faith and you trust God and you leave it in his hands, he will handle it. He will take care of it. God got this. We cannot do his job for him. And that's what he has taught me. You know, even with everything, you know, like I was saying, I want to move and stuff like that, you know. And you know, I wanted to move, and I went out looking, and I applied, and I didn't get what I wanted. And, you know, it was like, I told God, I said, you know what, I'm tired of trying to do things on my own, because a lot of times it leaves me unhappy. Well, no, every time I'm unhappy if it's not in your plan and if it's not in your will, and I'm trying to push something that shouldn't be. So I'm like, whatever you want to be, I'm okay with that at this point. Because you know what, it hasn't gotten me where I want to be, you know. Like, I'm always trying to do things my way, and I even when you tell me no, and I know you're saying no, I'm still like, I want it anyway. And then I'm not satisfied because you told me no, and I just went against it, you know. So it was like, whatever. I surrender, Lord, because that's how it was. Like, you know what, Lord, I surrender. I'm tired of trying to do this on my own. it's funny because my relationship with God is the same kind of relationship I've had with my parents as well. Like my mom can say, like, I've always been very strong-willed, and I like to do things my way, and I like to get my way. And sometimes, you know, I have been stubborn. So God is working on that with me. I was telling her yesterday, I said, you know, even at my big age, I just feel like he's still, and I know we are never done. We're never complete. We're always constantly evolving, and he's always growing us up. Even, I don't care if you're 80, 90 years old, it's always things to grow. I mean, things to learn and to change about yourself, and to constantly evolve and be better, you know? So yeah, y'all, that is that. When you're under a spiritual attack and you're going through spiritual warfare, you know, it is, I almost felt like I left for a minute. Like I clocked out, and I almost feel like weird, like, because I feel like now I'm back and I'm just looking around and I'm just like, what just happened? Like, I know what happened. You know, I know that the enemy is angry. You know, every time I pick up this camera, every time I'm about to film content, he is trying to block me at every hand. He is trying to get up here at every hand. He is constantly trying to stop me, constantly trying to say, they don't want to see you. You ain't been consistent. Da-da-da-da-da-da. You said you was going to be consistent. You have too much of a gap from the last time that you recorded to now. What about all the videos that you did? Oh, this and that. And I'm just like, shut up! I'm tired. I'm tired of listening to you. You are under my feet. You are defeated. You are the father of lies, and you do not have control over my brain. You know, this morning, that's what I said. I said, you know what? I'm tired of this. I have so much content for y'all. I got a lot of content for y'all. I'm going to give you a sneak peek. I don't even really like, do y'all see this? Even the other side is, I have a lot of content, okay? These clothes, I feel like I got about 100 pounds of clothes. I don't even know. It's more than 100 pounds. I don't know why I said that. I have so many clothes to wash. I have so much content for y'all. It's not funny. And it's like, I see people get on here and they are unapologetically themselves. They don't care what people think. They don't care what people say. They get on a camera. And even if you do, you can't tell. Even if they do feel some kind of way, or they feel like whatever, you can't tell. And I love that. I love that people can get on here and say, you know what, this is life. And that's how I feel like. I feel like these clothes, this is life. This is me. And this is what I wanted to say too. Not really wanting help and putting too much on myself and getting so overwhelmed that I just say bump it, you know, because I feel like nobody can do it better than me. You know, if I'm just being real, I just want to be real, because I know it's one person out there. I know it's a person that feels like that. Like, I feel like every single time, you know, I put things in the hands of everybody else, things don't get done the way I want to. So then I say, you know what, don't do it. And then I end up saying, don't do it. And then it piles up like this. And then I'm just sitting here looking simple. Okay. And so, like, now I'm like, you know what? I've gotten better with it. I do, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? Welcome the help from my husband, my kids. I'm still working on that. I think, y'all, when you have like certain like things that bother you in your childhood, you either go to one extreme to the next of trying not to do what you've been through, or try not to put your kids through what you've been through. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like as a kid, you know, I remember, you know, it being closed just like that. And I'll have to, you know, fold before I can go outside. Like, I would have to fold clothes. And this isn't a jab, you know, at my parents at all. They did the best that they knew how. You know, I love my parents. My father, you know, rest his soul. But even towards my mom, this is not a jab. It's just to say that it was different times that I felt like I had too much on me as a child. You know, I had to help raise my siblings. I'm the oldest of 5. And, you know, there's so much going on, and I had to help raise. And so for me, I don't know why I feel like I'm getting emotional off of that. Oh. I don't know where that came from. Y'all, I don't know where to, I guess the emotions are there. And it's stuff that I don't normally let out. So excuse me. I didn't expect that at all. But I think that I try to protect my kids. I don't want them to feel like I felt. But in doing that, I haven't really taught them a lot of responsibility. And things still fall on me. So even though I've tried to protect my kids, I've somehow, some way, still put a lot of burden on myself, and I'm still that little girl trying to get away from all of this stuff. You know what I'm saying? And I, you know, I didn't even expect it. But I just feel like I'm at the point in my life where it's just like, you know, if I have to cry, just cry. You know, if I have to let it out, just let it out. Stop holding it back. It's like, these are things that need to come out. I don't, you know, it's okay. But yeah, I'm doing better in that, you know, and trying to teach my kids, because I want them to have these skills when they go out and they live on their own. I want them to be able to know how to wash clothes. The thing with my kids, sometimes they'll pick up one towel, one pair of jeans and a shirt and throw it in there. And, you know, I'm just like, what? You know, so I have to teach them how to kind of like organize the clothes and colors and do all that stuff. And I mean, the girls, they know how to do this stuff, but I would rather see how they're doing it to kind of, you know, just kind of teach them a little bit, you know. And once I know they got it, I'm good. That's how I do my kids. Once I know y'all got it, you know what? Do all the clothes. But, you know, no. But I'm just saying, still, you know, even with dishes, they're like, Mom, we could do the dishes. And for so long, y'all, like, I had this, like, thing about, you know, wanting to do the dishes a certain kind of way and germs and this and that. And I'm done with that, you know. God has a funny way. And y'all, I know this is a talky, like, video, but this is what y'all gonna get today. For so long, I had like a phobia with throwing up. I forgot what they call it. I'll put it across the screen if I can remember. But I had this fear, and I had so many I had trauma connected to. See, people would just think, why are you so scared of throw up, or why don't you want to be around it, or da da da. It was different trauma that I had connected to it. People don't know what I had to endure and see, you know, watching my father who was ill and different things like that. I have so many stories I could tell. But it was connected in that. And also too, who wants to throw up, you know? But just a couple days ago, probably about like 5 days ago, I had ate so many mushrooms. Okay. I went on a mushroom extravaganza. And y'all, when I say I projectiled, TMI, I was like, I don't know if I could ever look at a mushroom the same. I love mushrooms. I have always loved mushrooms, even inside the womb. My mom tells me how she was just craving mushrooms and putting them on stuff. I always loved mushrooms, but I was like, I can't do another mushroom. But I'm okay now. But going through that experience, and really, because I feel like, you know, when you're a kid and you go through certain things, it's not the same as when you get older. You look back and be like, why did I seem a little bit like, or when you was in a house, like, let me use that example, like my grandmother's house. And when I was younger, it seemed so bigger. And then as you get older, you were like, this house is tiny. You know, like things seem so much different when you're a kid. I feel like exaggerated a little bit. I don't know how to, you know, that's how my mind is expressing it. But it's okay. I feel like, you know what? I got over that. That day, God showed me, and I thank God that it happened, because I feel like I'm good. Like, even it was funny because I'm a school bus driver, and I was like, Lord, please, I don't want none of these kids to ever throw up on my bus. Please, God, no. I'm past that now. I had a kid throw up on my bus the other day, and I was so cool and collect. I was just like, wow, Lord, I thank you for getting me over that fear. You know, even though it took me to actually get sick to realize it's okay. And somebody may say, what? You're really... It's people that have these different type of fears that have come in their life through different, these spirits that come in different times in your life, and they try to catch a hold of you, and they create a stronghold, and it's like it doesn't want to release, and I had just, I was fasting and all that stuff, and God was delivering me through different things that I didn't even realize, and that was one of them. So Lord, I thank you. I thank him for that, because nobody wants to walk around in fear about... I don't want to walk around in fear about nothing, for a long time, I was in fear about bridges. I didn't want to go over bridges. It was funny. I was telling my husband, I was like, since I was a little thing, I feel like fear tried to take a hold of me. And I know this conversation, is going here and there everywhere, but just hang in there with me for a second. My mom tells a story about when I was like 2, and I'd be like, Tree gonna get me, because I had like a real deep voice. Still do. But I was saying Tree gonna get me or whatever, and I was scared of everything. Like my shadow, she would tell me I was scared of my shadow, and I was like, wow, that's like played on since till now, and I really had to go through deliverance with some things, things try to really catch hold of me and really try to make me always feel so fearful, of everything. And I'm just like, I'm thankful to God for bringing me out slowly, but surely he has, and like, again, he's still growing me up in so many different ways, y'all. But yeah, y'all, we have to come down here, and get these clothes in order. Also over here, I have so much stuff that I have to throw away, organize, throw away, just stuff that we don't need, y'all. So, but anyway, I know, y'all, I'm crusty. I'm like, girl, like, you could at least, but I'm like, no, I'm not gonna wash my face just to come down here and get sweaty. Like, it's stupid. So, yeah, y'all, I'm about to work out. I'm about to get ready for this day. And I also wanted to say this too. When I came back to this job, it was so different, because I was so used to having my own bus that I had for 4 years, and I didn't have that bus anymore. I didn't have that option. They were like, you have to go with another bus. And I was like, okay, but then when I got on there and then things felt so different, I was like, I don't know if I want to be here, because I wanted it to be the way I always knew, right? Well, I trained, and then finally the guy that trained me, he left me. Well, he moved on, and I was on there by myself, and I'm just like, I don't know if I could do this, because the bus that I had before was... Anyway, I have an air brake bus now. And air brake is different than just your standard brake. Like, when you're in a car and you just press the brake and you press the gas, and it's different. It doesn't, because when you press the brake on a regular car, it's not a lot of pressure built up in the brake, so you kind of can gradually press it down. Same thing with the air brake, but it's different. It's tight, and it almost feels like you're not going to stop. Like when you're trying to press that brake, you feel like you're just going to keep going if you don't know how to work the brake. So when I was on it, I was just like, I kept like going, and I'm just like, oh, I'm like, I don't know if I could do this. And that's what I was saying to my husband. Like, I'm like, I don't know if I could do this. I'm gonna tell them, you know what, y'all gonna have to give me another bus. I don't know. I don't want to be feeling like I have anxiety while I'm driving this bus, and my blood pressure's up, and all these things, y'all, that the devil tries to put in your mind. Okay, because let me tell you why. God told me, no, you're going to stay right there. Because my mom was like, asking me, she was like, well, are you going to say something to him? I said, nope. God told me to stay here. He told me just to stay. So I lied to you not, y'all. I got back on that bus, and it was like so smooth. He was talking to me as I was driving a bus, and he was like really teaching me. Like, there was nobody, just me and God. And I'm just like, okay, because I'm like, I'm nervous. You want me to do this? I need your help. I need your help, you know, like I can't do it without you, you know. And let me tell y'all, I have mastered it. And that's what he was ministering to my spirit. He was like, a lot of things I've given you that you've asked me for, and you've walked away out of fear because you didn't think that you could. But I didn't give you anything that I knew you couldn't do. You just didn't trust me. That's what he was saying. Like, he was literally saying that you didn't trust me. And it, like, I forgive myself because I was so frustrated just thinking about all the things that God has done for me and just walking away from things because of fear, you know, and not having that trust in him and faith in myself, you know. And I was just like, I'm tired of that. Like, I told my mom, like, I was like, I'm tired of walking away. Like, when he blesses me with something, he knows that I'm capable. I'm capable of doing everything that he's blessed me with, you know. And it's time for me to stop running from the greatness that God has inside of me. It's time for me to look this thing dead in the face, this thing that tries to stop me, and say, I'm not walking away. I'm not running away. I'm here. And when I tell y'all, like, even the route was so different. I was over here in the country somewhere, like where I'm picking these kids up. It's far off. Like before, when I was driving the bus, everything was right here by my house. It was closed, you know, so it was so like comfortable. It was convenient. But now I'm just like off in the country somewhere. I mean, and when I say off in the country, I'm only, you know, a couple miles from my house, but still it's very country, you know. It's like, it's very rural, like, you know, nothing but you see horses and, you know, a barn, and it's not a whole bunch of houses next to each other. And I did not know this area. And I was just like, Lord, what do you want me to do with this? Like, I'm confused. But I've learned it. The kids are starting to get more comfortable with me. A couple kids already kind of like grown, you know, you can tell that they are very comfortable with me. But I'm still trying to win some of the other ones over with trust, you know, because when kids have issues, and a lot of my kids on my bus, I don't have a lot of kids, let me say that. When I drove the bus before, I had 3 kids to a seat. My bus was full, it was packed, it was over full. Now, I only have like 20, 25 kids on my bus. So it's very different, you know. I have empty seats. It's very different. But I have a few kids on my bus that have issues, you know. And when you have kids that have different things that they're going through, they already don't trust because they've been through a lot, and they don't trust people like that. So it's like trying to win their trust to a certain extent, because I don't feel like they would ever fully trust me, but to feel okay with me and know that they can talk to me, and, you know, I'm a friendly person, I'm a friendly face. That's what I'm trying to offer these kids, and just to let them know that they're safe on the bus with me, you know. So yeah, I thank God, you know, for what he's doing in me, and I'm grateful. I'm grateful for every test. I'm grateful for every trial, everything that I'm going through, because it's growing me up. And he told me, like, you know, God, he was saying to me yesterday, like, this is all, how did he say it to me? He said, this is all to build you up. This is all to take you to the next level. This isn't to break you down. This isn't to make you feel like you're just like helpless, hopeless, just, oh my God, just on the floor, just in a ball, and just, no. Everything that you're going through is for your good, you know? And I just felt such a peace, and I feel such a peace right now. And I hope that in talking and just kind of, you know, just letting y'all know, I hope this encouraged somebody and I just want y'all to know, don't give up. Even if that thing looks hard and it looks bigger than you, if God blessed you with it, if he gave you the idea, if he put you in that, if he gave you the opportunity to be around, you know, certain people or whatever the case may be, he got your back. He's not going to fail you. He's not going to leave you. If he gave it to you, it's yours. You know, do the right thing with it. And that's what I say. Whatever you give me, Lord, I'm going to do the right thing with it. I promised him that this time. Like, when I say this time, I just did a fast and I was praying and I said, I'm going to do right this time. I'm going to make the best out of it. And y'all, I wasn't perfect because I said that. And even though I said that, I still had a couple mess ups. And you know, it wasn't mess ups like that, but it was more like, because one of my things was, you know, to take care of my body, you know, and that's what I mean. Like, so like when I say mess ups, like I let my emotions get the best of me and things. And I told myself, oh, I'm never going to do that again. And I did. I went back and I did what I said I wasn't going to do. And God already knew I was going to do it. Even though I was like, no, But, you know, it shows me that I still have to constantly work on that area, you know, of not letting things get the best of me, not letting my emotions overtake me and mess up all of my progress. You know what I'm saying? Like, I cannot do that any longer. So that's why I'm down here, with all that being said, to work out and get this thing started. You know, working out is so good for you. It's good for your body. It's good for your mind. It really puts me in such a great positive mindset, you know, for my day. I just feel good. Even if I don't work out, I'm still happy. But I'm just saying that this is a bonus, you know, to get on. I don't care what you do. If you go to the gym, if you go do something at home, if you walk around the block, whatever you can do to move your body and just to, you know, really burn some calories, do it. Do whatever it takes. You know, we only get one body, and we should be doing whatever it takes to keep our bodies healthy and strong. But anyway, y'all, with that being said, I'm going to get on this treadmill, and I'll see y'all in a little bit.